Hi everyone, this is Katya. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, I'm so happy to have you, and to all of you returning, thank you for your patience while I've been out for a while. There's an explanation, but before I even get into that, I wanted to share these really fun cards with you because I'm going to show you a way that you can make some really cool stencils for stamps, older stamps that you may have that don't have accompanying stencils with them. So I'm going to show you how to do this. So here's the very first stencil image that I colored using my homemade stencils, and this is from a stamp by Hero Arts, and it's called Flowering Magnolia. And sorry, I don't have a link for it. I think it's probably discontinued. It is an older one, but I absolutely loved it, and I thought I'd really love to color this using stencils, and of course I don't have one for it, so I just made my own, and I cannot wait to show you how I did this. Now, before I start showing you the entire process, I'll let you know we're going to be using a couple of different products. I'm going to be using tracing paper. Tracing paper is great because it's sort of translucent, you can see right through it. But if you don't have tracing paper, you can also try vellum. You can try overhead projector sheets, the clear one. Just stamp your image on the correct side. You can use tissue paper that you use for gift wrapping. You can try parchment paper, and I don't know if wax paper would work, but you could certainly try that. Now, what I'm showing you here on screen is a clear piece of sticky back self-adhesive laminating sheets. These do not require a laminating machine. They basically are just like a large clear sticker. And I'm using this just because I don't have my laminator right in front of me, and I have tons of these. They come quite a few to a packet, so they're 100 count, and they're nice because you don't have to laminate both sides. You can laminate just one. Now, the original one that I did, the Magnolia, I did it on a piece of notebook paper. And I didn't like the fact that you can't see through it, so that's why I switched to the transparent tracing paper. And then I switched the image again to do the floral insert of the tracing paper, and you can see after the laminating sheet was put on top, you can see right through it, and it's so much easier to find exactly where to position your stamp and your stencil to color them. So here I did a couple of cutouts. I did two, and I didn't worry about stamping the whole image because I only needed to cut out the stencil areas of just the petals. And so with that, that's how I was able to color this entire stamped image, and it turned out beautiful. You're not limited just to cutting out petals or floral petals or something that you want to cut out stencils for. You can certainly do this in more of a layered look, so you could have more of a graphic design if you cut in squiggly lines to make it look like there's more dimension and depth to that floral petal. So here I just did the whole image where I colored in the whole thing. But now I'm going to switch over to this Pink Fresh Studio stamp. I've always loved this one, and I don't know if this one's still available. If it is, I'll have it linked in all the other products that I'm using below in the description box. But I wanted to color this unicorn, the body one color, and then the mane and the tail a different color. So I'm going to stamp two images of this exact unicorn, and I'm going to stamp this on my tracing paper. Sorry, I've been out at this for a while, so thanks for your patience with me as I get back into the swing of things. I was just going to say that you don't have to stamp this in your stamp positioner because we're not looking for a perfect image when you do this. You basically just want to make sure you get the image so that you can see it. It doesn't even need to be stamped in black ink. You can do it in a different color just so that you can line it up easier. I'm doing black here so that it's easier for you guys to see exactly what I'm doing. I also wanted to mention too that I'm using an archival ink here by Catherine Pooler, and I'm doing this just because it gives such beautiful crisp results, but it is very staining. And I wanted to mention that you may want to consider drying your ink with a heat tool when you stamp on your piece of vellum or whatever to get it to dry, because when you put your laminating sheet on top, you just want to make sure that that ink doesn't smear and ruin your image. Okay, so it's hard to see, but I am working on a piece of that tracing paper like I mentioned, and it's on top of a piece of gray silicone mat that I have on top of my glass studio mat. So I'm going to stamp it one time, and then I'm also going to stamp on the other side because, again, I want to cut out the body on one stamp to create a stencil for that. And then I want to cut out the mane and the tail. So I'll do that on the second one. And I'm going to stamp this on the exact same piece of paper, this tracing paper, because it's quite large and there's plenty of room for me to do this. And look how pretty that whole thing's stamped. It's just really beautiful. I love this little unicorn. So the reason I have been gone for a while is because I was let go by a reduction in force from my former company, and then shortly thereafter I was really fortunate enough to land a new job at a different company, and I've been there and it's just been so incredibly overwhelming with the stuff you have to get to know when you start a brand new job. So I've been out for that. Then we had a cousin who came from Italy to visit, and he stayed with us for a while. And then another cousin passed away unexpectedly in France. So we've been dealing with a lot of that. And then I got sick, my husband got sick, and then our son of a week later got sick with a really bad virus. So you can tell in my voice I'm still recovering from that. So thank you for your patience. And I'm so happy to be back. Okay, enough about me. Let's get back to the card. So I have both of my unicorns stamped on the tracing paper, and I'm going to take my sticky self-adhesive laminating sheet to put on top. And there's a trick to this. If you wind up using these and purchasing them, there's a trick to making sure that this gets to lay really flat. First, you want to have non-adhesive sheet, and I'm working on a silicone mat, so it's not going to stick. And I pulled off the entire thing, and then I'm going to bow it in the middle so that I have the adhesive portion sticking directly in the middle, and then I'm just going to kind of lay it and drop it so that I get as few air bubbles in here as possible. And this worked out great. And again, you can do the back of this if you want. So right now all I have is a self-adhesive laminating sheet on the top, plus the tracing paper that has my stamped images underneath, and that's all I have. I don't have another clear piece of this self-adhesive laminating sheet on the back. You could also use laminating, like if you have a heat laminator, just make sure you try to use the thinnest laminating pouches that you have, just because I think it's going to be a little easier to cut these out, and that'll be easier all the way around. So I'm going to just trim away all the edges that have some of the self-adhesive laminating sheet on the edges, but I'm going to leave significant amount of room around the edge of each one of these images because I want to be able to ink blend without worrying about the ink smearing all over the place. And I'm not going to lie, I really am not a fan of fussy cutting, and you will have to do that with these particular stencils. But if your images isn't really tiny like this one, you're going to be just fine because you can just basically trim the center of your image and not worry about anything getting too tight in the corners. This unicorn was a little bit taxing, but in the end you're only going to be doing this fussy cutting once because then you'll be able to use the stencil over and over again. So I have both of my images here, and one of them I'm going to cut the body on, and I'm going to start it on this Magic mat, which is a self-healing cutting mat, so definitely don't cut on anything that's not meant to be cut on. I'm going to cut the body of one, and then I'm going to cut the mane and the tail of the other one. So I have a ceramic blade X-Acto knife, and I'm just going to pierce the body of the image just so that I can get a pair of scissors stuck into that area. And I have a very small pair of scissors, and I'm going to trim away the inside of every part of the horse's body. I know that sounds so disgusting, doesn't it? But you get the drift. I'm basically just going to cut inside of the mane, and I'm going to cut the entire image of the horse's body plus the head and the ears and all that. I'm going to leave the unicorn portion alone. That's so tiny, I really just don't want to deal with that, and I think even if you tried to do that it would be kind of flimsy, so I'm just going to leave that intact. And I'm basically going to just cut all the way around, but rather than bore you, I'm just going to cut them out so you don't have to watch me. But here is the stamp again, and here are both of my cutouts. So again, I have a piece of the tracing paper, stamped my image on both of them, and then I just cut away the tail and the mane, and I cut away the body on the other one. And see how beautifully they line up? This is what makes it so easy, because you don't have to worry about not lining up your images in the exact area. So I'm going to be taking some Catherine Pooler ink, and I probably should have used some different colors to make this a little bit more vibrant, but the whole intention of this video was to just show you how easy this can be by using products that you probably already have on hand. So I am going to use Cummerbund to do the body. And I didn't even pull out my sticky mat. I am in the process of trying to clean up my craft room, but aren't we always trying to do that? At least I know I am. And you'll see me start to tap the ink on the body because the ink I used for this one was not waterproof. It wasn't archival. It was a different dye ink. And as I was coloring it in, it was smearing. So it's probably best to heat and dry your ink before you start putting some other lighter color on it, because mine was smearing just a little bit, but this is just a little bit to show you how beautifully these stencils work. And I love the bonus part about these is that you can just clean them right off with some rubbing alcohol in a spray bottle, and it's just so easy to use. And now whenever I want to pull the stamp set out, I don't have to worry about pulling out my alcohol markers to color the whole horse in. And although it's a smaller image, it's, you know, super easy. But think about the types of inks you can use on the mane and the tail. I've seen people where they do like a rainbow color on the horse's tail and the mane. You can do that with ink blending on there because it is now super easy to just run your stencil over these, and there you have it. It's pretty easy. So here's the body stencil, and now I have the other stencil that is for the mane and the tail. And I probably should have, like I said, I should have chosen some other colors, but I just went with the two colors that I have here on my desk. And so I'm going to do the tail and the mane with Uptown, and look at how beautifully this lines up. You can know that you have it in the exact right spot because you have the entire image transferred onto a piece of that tracing paper. So now I'm going to use my magnets to hold it down. And again, if you have those sticky mats made out of photopolymer, by all means use that because that will work on this too. And nothing tears, by the way. So here's what's nice is I can quickly color this in using a darker ink, but how fun would it be to do a rainbow on this unicorn? Anyway, so this was super fun to do, and I was like, oh, I love this so much. Now I can do other stamps that I have that are older that I do not have stencils for, and now I can pick this up and have all of this completely colored in minutes flat. And think about how easy it would be to mass produce these. So your stencil is going to be just as good as you trim it. So mine wasn't perfectly cut, but if you have perfect eyes like an owl, you'll be able to do this much better than I did. So anyway, but look at how cool that is. Now I'm kind of going a little bit backwards here by backtracking, but I did want to show this to you before we move on to the next step. But this is Pixie spray, and I wound up spraying the back of this for the legs because the legs are kind of thin and they're narrow, and I wanted to make sure that this would not lift. And I did spray, and again, you know that I'm spraying on the very back of that tracing paper, and because this is laminated, it had no issues coming off and it had no problem sticking down. So I wanted to make sure I mentioned that in case anybody asked. So you're good to go with that. And I also mentioned earlier that you can use rubbing alcohol to spray the stencils as well too. So here I am just wiping it down, and the beauty of the laminating sheet is that you can certainly wipe it. And I did the back too, just a little bit of a dab. And again, because it's laminated, I don't think it's going to get damaged anytime soon. So I wanted to show you how I turned these into cards. I have a pierced die plate that I put on top of the entire image after I colored it, and I don't have the name of it because I can't remember the name of it. So if anybody can tell what this is, let me know in the comments below. But I put some beautiful adornments on here and some embellishments. And I also colored the mane and the tail with some Wink of Stella pen, like a clear. And I did the same thing with the floral image, used the same piercing plate, and also put that Wink of Stella, and then I put some crystals on the center of the flower, and my trusty labels that I put on the back because I don't like stamping my made by Katya, and I just prefer to have that made into a sticker from Avery. Anyway, here is a close-up of my cards. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think in the comments to see if you'll try this, and I will catch you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and ciao for now.